welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
Strider here,
Get on me gaming. Ready to do another week?
back for more drama.
Yes.
Everybody needs a little bit of drama. Plus, we like complaining about shit. Well, I do. I don't know if you do, but I do.
It can be fun.
I'm like, these people are so stupid.
Damn people.
It's fit, them people. It's pretty much everybody. Except for Xpeke.
Who's awesome.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Despite his classic just backdooring nonsense that he always loves to do,
Yes.
he also flashed the camera.
Which was
Not like the bottom exposure. It was
not
like he put a little nip action.
full
on it.
frontal
Yeah,
nudity.
no.
Just a little thing for the crowd, you know?
Yeah.
Little pleaser.
I thought a little teaser, a
Yeah,
little pleaser.
Teaser
you know?
pleaser.
Just feeling it out. But he was competing in EU LCS. Is this inappropriate?
I think. Okay. Not during this time. If it was like the finals or like the tournament in the finals, I'd be kind of like, yo, let's take it a little more seriously.
But it's still LCS.
I mean, it's definitely important, but you gotta maybe like.
It's not like a fan game.
True, but it's also. I mean, you see pro athletes, whatever. Let's not get into that right now. But
We'll get into that.
other athletes doing goofy stuff before a game or whatever. You know, like, and just messing around, maybe calm the nerves. Definitely nice for the fans that are there.
Not like exposing yourself, though.
True. I mean, I once saw Kobe hit a game-winning shot, and he just tore the side of his shirt off and just. I mean, I don't know why. Maybe he was just feeling it.
Yeah.
Just one of those things.
Heart of the moment.
Yeah.
Heart of the cards.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
I thought it was hilarious. Maybe.
That was my next question. Did you actually think it was hilarious? How do other people feel? I don't think anybody actually took it as a disrespectful gesture, or I don't think anybody was upset about it, which is very surprising.
Yeah. I mean,
I found that very surprising that nobody found it completely outlandish, disrespectful to the league, and all this other bullshit that people come up with.
I wonder if it would have happened in a different setting, like if it was in the North America, or if it was like I don't see a Korean player doing that at all. I think
They would have got
Europe's
fined by their sponsors.
very relaxed about league in comparison to the other groups around there. Which
Yeah.
is, I don't know. I think it's a good thing, and I think it's fun that he can do something like that, and people do find it really funny and good to laugh at.
For sure. I think if he was a lesser known player,
It
there
be
would have been a
kinda-
lot more.
Yeah, you'd be like,
Or like a hated player, like if St. Vicious did it. Like, can you imagine if fucking
and
St.
nobody
Vicious
would know
did
what
it?
to do. They'd just be like,
Holy shit.
what
They're like,
just
this
happened?"
arrogant piece of shit.
Yeah, what is he doing? Why would he even think about that? Go actually smite bear.
It's like, oh. He saw, I can't outsmite people because I'm getting too old. I'm like, or it's because you're a piece of shit. One of the two.
It's a button.
He's cool in person, but
Yeah, I like
his
Saint,
his
but
online persona is
I
kind
couldn't
of
see him
retarded.
flashing anybody ever. As
He flashes
Xpeke did.
people all the time.
Oh, I should have known that.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Whenever he's at a party, he never has his shirt on. Every time I've seen him at an after party, he's never had a shirt on.
Yeah.
He's always in the hot tub with like two chicks.
Just
Every
Pippin,
time.
Saint Pippin.
I'm like, what the hell?
How?
I'm like, your girlfriend's not even in the hot tub and
Chicks
she's here.
Dig. Elo.
Yeah, CDE.
Fact.
CDE. It's old school.
Yeah, I think that was interesting. It's
Yes. And now we're actually going to transition to a completely different topic. Has nothing to do with funniness.
fun. From funny to serious.
Yeah,
just
just
like
funny
that.
to mega drama. Being like, was the CLG deal with Owned the reason why Owned died?
Yeah, so let's
Or
just
was it TSM?
backtrack to the original thing. Owned, in case for those of you who didn't know, was kind of the original streaming site. where people
It was
started
not
with.
original.
I mean, not the original, but for League of Legends, a lot of the league teams started there. I
Yeah,
would say
it was
when it got popular.
Yeah, it was when Justin TV migrated and made
Yeah.
that Twitch, made Twitch.
Made the
a
change
thing.
pretty much, yeah.
Because Own was originally just a video hosting site. It was
Yes.
like YouTube. It was just where you put videos as a gamer. That's what it was for gamers. By
YouTube for
gamers.
gamers.
It was FUBU for gamers.
Yeah.
Fugbug.
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 Has its own word now.
Yeah.
Fugbug.
It was
Rest in
Fugbug.
peace.
Yes, rip. But yeah, and so that's where people just uploaded videos, and it was awesome. It was a great site, and then they decided to go into live streaming because they realized there was no market here.
Yeah.
Like there was in Korea. And
Smart of them.
Turns out, Justin TV was like, hold on.
Yo.
Let me show you how it's done. And they just like put their dick on the table. And
yeah. And
Owen was like, oh god, why?
The whole thing was they had the two powerhouses, CLG and TSM for North America, and then they said, sorry, we're moving.
But they bought CLG and TSM. They didn't have them. They had to like buy them. They had to entice them with custom contracts because they had a general contract like everybody else did, but CLG and TSM and a couple other people like Phantom Lord and
Guardsman Bob, he was on
I
there.
think Guardsman Bob had one. And there was, who else had a custom one? DJ Wheat had a custom one. There's a couple just really big name people that had custom ones, and this piece of shit. Not turning off your phone.
Like it never happened.
I know, like it never happened. Flee the scene of the crime. Anyway, but yeah, so all the custom contracts was horrible, because in this interview that we saw, there was an ex-employee of Owned. Obviously, he's an ex because the company isn't alive anymore.
Bye-bye.
But yeah, he was talking about how it was probably the deal with CLG was probably the biggest sponsorship out of any gaming team ever, besides a league sponsorship, which is
obviously
they have indispensable income.
It's out of
or
anybody
almost
else's possible.
Yeah, reach exactly. And I didn't necessarily find that hard to believe, because I think that streaming revenue is the biggest source of revenue. Because I mean that's all KX does now.
Yeah,
he just streams, and a lot of people like Guardsman Bob. He used to have a full-time job. All he does is stream now.
Yeah,
and he does a great job. Phantom Lord, I don't think he has a day job anymore.
Nope.
And there's a lot of people that just they make their living off of streaming.
Yeah.
And if you couple that with YouTube, you can make a boatload of money, especially if you're popular, if you have a great personality, if you do great clips, and even if you're only doing 2-3 videos a week, you're still getting decent money.
Well, I mean, so leewaying from that, the whole thing with the CLG deal, they had all this money because they did have a big revenue from all their streams. Yeah, that's what you get. And then they didn't really know where to invest their money. They were confused about it, so they said, let's just make this huge deal. And then a lot of the streamers weren't getting the money from the ad revenue that they were supposed to be getting, and they ended up losing all this stuff. And I think, honestly, the CLG deal was the one that ended up shutting them down, because it was their last huge thing. They poured all their money into it.
Yeah, because they were their most important clients. They're like, okay, once we get money, we have to give it to CLG and nobody else, because we need to keep them happy, to keep them on our site so that we can get other viewers.
Exactly.
And then it just blew up from there.
Yeah,
it was
because
just horrible.
It wasn't as well run as the new Twitch TV, where TSM was headed to. So CLG's like, okay, they're actually going to pay us, we're going to get our money, and why would we honestly stay with On3?
So I know it's old news, but recent stuff has come to light. The fact that most likely it was the CLG deal that completely destroyed Owned, and they really put CLG on a pedestal. Yeah, they did. They weren't the old CDE. They were just just on a huge decline at that point. Mm-hmm. That's all they were doing, and TSM was making an uprising, and it was just it was not good. Speaking of TSM, there has been a couple rumors that Dyrus may be leaving or getting kicked out of TSM. He did post something on his Facebook where he said, if we win, I'll see you guys around. If not, I had a good run. And that was a very vague comment to put on your Facebook. And everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? What just happened? And then just the other day, Dyrus's dad just posted something that was like, when are we going to see the changes for TSM?
Huh.
And, I mean, Dyrus isn't really involved with TSM as a tight-knit person, but
I'm sure Dyrus will talk to him.
Dyrus talks to him about it, and he's a big fan, because even Dyrus was all, yeah, all the fans want to know when the changes are coming.
Wait.
And everyone's like, what changes?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
This kind of goes back to the thing we were talking about last week, how it's all going to come down to how they perform at the end of the season. And
I think they went 2-0 last week.
That's good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they need it, because...
They were shitty wins, but they were still wins.
Do you think Dyrus will on it? Because I don't know what else Dyrus would do besides play League of Legends. That's like his thing. That's what he does.
Yeah, because he used to work with his dad's company beforehand, and he hated it.
Yeah, he absolutely despised it.
He's like, I don't really want to do this.
So, I mean, with it being so vague, does he maybe say, I'm going to leave and find a new team? Am I going to leave and go to school? Like, am I even going to leave because I'm Dyrus and I'm trolling? Nobody knows.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to know. I want to know if he was actually trolling or if this is a serious conversation. Because I don't know what team needs a competitive top laner, and I don't know what team would use Dyrus, because Dyrus is so bland when it comes to his top lane.
It's just
he tilts super easily. Like, if you get him frustrated, he's just on tilt for the rest of the weekend.
And I mean, that could be where this came from. Maybe he had a bad day with the team, and
it's been happening though.
He's just like, fuck everything, and then you never know. Next week it could just be like, whatever. I was just being an idiot, and you're like, well, classic Dyrus.
Yeah, exactly. But going more into the actual game mechanics, there has been talks on the forums about Morello saying that he wants to take out all global passives.
Which is pretty crazy.
Anything he can get away with, he's saying he wants to get rid of. He's like, fuck it, because as of the new patch notes, Twisted Fate is not going to have that global gold passive. He said he wants to get rid of Zillion's experience bonus, which is the only reason right now to play Zillion. Yeah, because with that 8% experience bonus, though, like if you think about it, that 8% experience bonus, you get to level 2 off the first wave instead of the second wave. That gives all 3 of your lanes the biggest advantage.
Yes.
Like, the biggest advantage. It does not matter. That's 3 lanes have a level 1 advantage. If your jungler just takes 1 buff and then goes to a lane, it's like a guaranteed kill.
Yeah. If you find a good team comp with that, like Hard CC or something, it can be a game changer.
Exactly.
And the thing is, I think the Twisted Fate one, they could make a nice quick change. They said, okay, we'll take the global gold and just give it to TF. You can't really do that with Zillion. Like, if you're like, Zillion gets 15% bonus experience, that'd be broken as shit.
Well, the thing is, like, they have nerfed Zillion so many times since he came out.
Yeah.
Because he used to be really overpowered and used to be played a lot, and then people complained
the old
about
Zillion
his
comp in the season 1.
Yeah, people used to just complain about his early harass, so they lowered down the base damage of his bombs, and they increased the cooldown, I think, and they also decreased the AP ratios about 2 or 3 different times. And so, but that's his only damaging ability, so I don't see why they would do that and give him a strong early game and a somewhat utility-based at the end of the game.
In this situation, I think if they wanted to change Zillion's passive, they'd almost have to do one of those whole rework things that they enjoy doing. So you'd probably see the same core idea and mechanics, obviously, but I think if they want to change something like that, it'd have to be a big change. And same with Janna, like...
Yeah.
Because she already has passive move speed for herself, and then she gives it to her team, so it's like, what are you going to change hers to? Because she's already a great champion. She has like a 55% move.
Oh, yeah. And 3% movement speed is really not all that much. I mean, you're going to get like 4 or 5 movement speed out of it for each person, which can rarely give you an advantage. I mean it's okay in exchanges, in lane exchanges, but...
And if you're like the jungler and you already have move speed quints, it can be good, but like, it's not one of those things that's going to be like detrimental. Maybe once a game it'll save a teammate. Which, I mean, would be nice.
I would understand the Zillion more than the Janna.
8% experience can be a lot, because like you said, the level 2 thing is just like
it's level important. 2, and then anywhere between like 3 and 12 is pretty much nothing, but then anywhere from 13 to 18,
it's another,
that's all extra levels, and that is a lot.
Yeah, and I understand
where very impactful.
Morello's coming from with this, because these global passives do make a huge difference. I mean, the TF one was an extra 15 wards a game, pretty much, if you want to put it into that term. Every lane gets an extra 2-3 wards. That's huge for just vision and free warding, and you get your items just that much faster.
15 divided by 3 is 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
I'm pretty good at that.
I'm just giving you shit.
I don't even care anymore. Hey, this isn't for math, all right? This isn't what this is for. Yeah, so Twisted Fate and stuff, and shit. I don't even want to talk anymore.
Everything you just said, everyone is going to be like, he has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, this kid's an idiot. Get him off the show.
Reg quit. But you're right. It does give about 15 wards.
Yeah, I mean...
easily. But at the same time, it can also provide a very big boost for the AD carry. Because they predominantly, especially when you're looking at double F2s getting 300 to 400.
300 minions times 2, 600 gold.
Oh, snap.
That's your boots. That's like boots in a red pot. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of gold.
Yeah. It's decent. But the thing is, it comes majority later in the game.
Yeah.
So
this is true.
I didn't think it was that big of an issue. Yes, it is a lot of gold, but at the same time, you don't get it all up front.
It's
you
not
get it
a game-changing thing.
I didn't feel that it was that impactful that it needed to be taken out. And giving additional gold to TF, I'm like, he's already a hyper carry AP.
That's what I mean.
That's just gonna make him skyrocket.
And I hate these random chance things where it's like 1 to 6 gold per minion kill. Like, how do they?
Well, they said 1 to 6 because they haven't locked onto one yet. They didn't actually. It's not gonna be random as far as I know.
Okay, that'd be nice.
That would be stupid if it was random.
Well,
because they went out of their way to get rid of everything random.
It was like roll a dice and you get 1 to 6 per minion kill. I was like, that could be really stupid or really like broken at the same line. Like, I don't know.
If you get really lucky or if there's a bug break.
That's what used to make good junglers. Whoever procced Wriggles the most was like,
yeah.
Oh, hey, this guy's good. Look, he procced Wriggles 3 times on blue buff.
Exactly.
Like, shit. Yeah, so we'll see what Morello does with the other people.
Yeah.
Don't know if he takes him out or not. Because Zillion's already underplayed.
It's very disappointing.
Yeah.
He's my homie.
He's hilarious.
Groovy Zillion.
I knew you would do that. He's probably talking to Morello. I knew you would take away my pets.
I know.
Fuck you, Morello.
That's exactly what he sounds like. That's pretty good. But the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be the Baron damage reduction change. Originally, it was just for 80 carries, but now they're going to be basically hammering down the AP carries as well.
It was... I think it's a great change, though, because it was just horrible before when you would be the one tanking Baron. Especially, like, I don't know, I play Udyr a lot, so if I'd want to go tank Baron, it'd cut my AD in, like, fucking half, which cuts my Tiger Stance in half, which reduces my damage by, like, just a ton in general. And then when you turn to fight, you'd just be underwhelming.
Yeah.
And now it's only the damage to Baron. So, of course, I'll still be doing less damage to Baron, but when I turn to fight, it won't be the game changer that it is.
Exactly, because it's already a massive risk to go for Baron. So with this change, we're going to see a lot more Baron fights, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it's going to be a lot more hype. Like, shit's going to get real.
Yeah, it won't
it's
be
gonna be. We're going to see 15-minute Barons, 17-minute
that
Barons, 19-minute Barons, everything before 20 minutes. I guarantee you Korea's already going through C9 is all on top of it. They're like, okay, well, there's no punishment anymore.
Yeah, we can turn
except for health. As long as we have a early mid-game team comp, we can either go for Baron and completely zone them out, or they can come in and we can just roll.
Yeah, the fights will be a lot more even now because those who start Baron won't be as big of a risk.
Exactly.
I think it's a great change. Yeah, good decision.
Next one has been a kind of something that everyone has brought up once or twice in the last 2 or 3 years is everyone wants to bet IP on the LCS games, like the results of the games.
I honestly think that would be so fun.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, I don't see like a loss for it, honestly.
I think they just need to integrate some form of fantasy League of Legends, like a fantasy football.
Fun.
I mean, there's websites that have done it and stuff like that, but there's no real reward for it. But if Riot does it and you can put your own IP, like you have to pay to, your IP.
Pay.
Yeah, pay your IP.
Free to pay.
Yeah, free to
whatever.
Free to IP.
Free to IP.
You just have to play a lot, and then depending on what kind of league you want to go into, you pay more, and then you get more back.
I think that would be
stuff like that.
So fun. Like,
I think it would be crazy.
It'd add another aspect to the community, and add another aspect, like, I know my dad loves fantasy football, fantasy anything. I would love to see him fantasy League of Legends. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that are saying, yeah, my dad or my friend, they really like watching League of Legends because sometimes it's easy to watch and you understand when things are getting real. You understand why there's hype, but you don't necessarily understand the game 100%.
Yeah.
But they don't want to play the game. They want to do it as a spectator sport.
Yeah.
And this is the way to do it. Either betting IP, of course not, because that would only be
players.
That. But if you did a fantasy League of Legends teams, that would be fucking crazy. And you could even lump in some of the people from the challenger scene because there's not a lot of people to really pick between. I mean, you'd have the people on the bench, which of course would be completely useless because they never get off the bench.
Yeah.
Or
You'd
rarely.
have to do smaller groups, but...
Yeah. So
who would you pick first? Yeah, hard question.
Medios?
That's a good pick.
I'd probably Medios. I'd probably do Medios.
I don't know.
And then everyone else on Vulcan. Everyone on Vulcan.
Vulcan team.
Team Vulcan.
Yeah, I think that'd be super fun. It'd be interesting to see like rankings and stuff. I'd get
hype about that. Or if they combined all the leagues.
Oh shit.
Like not even just LCS.
That'd be
but
pretty
they
insane.
Did EU and NA with Southeast Asia, Ghana, Korea, China, like everything. If they combine all that, I mean, granted, most people would be going for the Asian, Korean players.
Well, I mean, you think about that.
Those players are playing against other players than that, so their stats are going to be a little skewed.
You have a more skilled player that's getting worse stats, and that
exactly.
That'd be a lot of stuff.
That'd be a huge dynamic.
Strategy, fun, friends, get people who don't play the game into it. I think it'd be a good idea.
Hell yeah. I would be very excited about that. And we're actually going to tangent off onto that, skip to one of our last ones, which is there's quite a few esports bars popping up, mostly around Europe right now, like Germany, I don't know, fucking Germany.
Other European places.
Places that say, "G'day, mate."
Yeah, exactly.
Even though that's Australia.
I'm sure
there are esports bars in Australia. Yeah. I will say that. The first one I ever heard of was in Australia, and it wasn't, I guess, necessarily an esports bar, but it was a gaming bar. It was like a gaming geek bar called Mana Bar. The Escapist was one of the owners. A lot of people know him online for the videos that he makes about the game reviews and stuff.
Sweet.
But yeah, they have classic consoles and stuff you can play. They have theme-based drinks that you can get at the bar.
That's so cool.
They have like chiptunes nights and cosplay and just a speed dating.
So fun.
I don't know. It's just ridiculous. But the thing is, we're not seeing any of that shit in US at all. Like every once in a while, we'll get a Barcraft here and there, but we're not getting anything that's really big. Cause
nothing directly for these esports.
Yeah.
And this may just be me just going off and making a theory, but I think it could be because we already have these super well established like sports bars, or we like America. We're the only people with football, American football. We're
Hand-egg.
We're the biggest basketball. We're the biggest baseball. All these other, like Australia doesn't have anything that can come close to competing with the NBA or the NFL. So when they have a chance to make something new and be the first at it, it's like, this could be a great way to make money. If an esports bar popped up in Phoenix right now, I don't know, it would be nowhere near as popular as like a Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be popular.
Exactly. If it was just strictly an esports bar and that's all it was trying to imitate Buffalo Wild Wings or another type of sports bar.
Fill-in sports bar.
I don't know where. I don't know where else everybody has those types of bars. But if they tried to imitate it and just didn't do anything, it was just food, and then they would always play esports, I don't think it would get that much from it.
You'd have to do something extra.
You would have to do more of a gaming centric. Like you would have to have computers, like arcades or computers. I don't know if like you could do a bar LAN center combo. The only thing is about that is that arcades are dying, LAN centers are dying.
Yeah.
Everything like that is pretty much dead in the U.S. and that's why it's so difficult to do it here.
Yeah.
But there's still a huge interest. Like if I could just go to a bar and play some console games with a bunch of drunk people, fuck yeah,
so
do
fun.
it. That would be super fun.
I think if it did happen, it would have to just be very well run and very well prepared. It couldn't be something that you just throw up and say, "Oh, hey, internet sports are popular. Let's just do this real quick."
Yeah.
It wouldn't work that way. It'd have to be very thought out.
It would have to be somebody in the esports community.
Yes.
Like if DJ Wheat did it,
or
if Slasher did it, or if like Nick Allen did it, or Trindamere, or even probably Travis, or GameSpot.
Anybody that
like,
just...
those type of people.
Yeah, like with a small following and be able to get the word out, then you'd be able to do it.
Exactly.
I think it'd be a really fun idea, too.
Yeah.
Hard to implement, fun if it actually happened.
It would have to be a location. They definitely need a test study, a little area. It would be pretty rough. The next one we're gonna actually get back into the game a little bit. Riot has given new accounts to a lot of these players, level 30 accounts, fully loaded, to the LCS players.
Yes.
Because they want to see how the community is in different levels, being bronze, silver, diamond, platinum, challenger, all those levels. So they just put them, and then they play, and then they stay in that area, and they try to basically abuse the ranking system as much as possible. So it's almost like they're telling them to troll, but they're not trolling. They're just kind of playing what they can, like doing what they can do, and seeing how the community is, and seeing how the community differs from each region. It's all just stats based. I think they have a lot of crazy analyzers now as far as just statistics people.
Pretty much it was just check out the community and then get out of that community and see if it's the reason that it's holding you back in a way, is what they wanted to test. And Mr. High over here just absolutely wrecked the system and said, yo guys, Elo Hell is not a real thing. He got to Diamond 5 in 37 games, went 35-2.
That's 1 week.
Yeah, he just, it was literally, I think, 4 days. He just kind of played and just absolutely destroyed everyone. And he almost single-handedly said it's skill over everything else. Because did you by chance watch the video of...
So they were supposed to keep anonymous on this test, by the way. They were anonymous. They didn't stream it, as far as I know.
Yeah, I think he streamed some of the later ones, but the early ones, there was...
His placement matches, I'm sure.
I mean, and it was just kind of like, Riot wanted to prove that this whole concept of, oh, I didn't do well in my placement games, and that's the reason I'm stuck here forever, it's not true. Like... And a reason a lot of people were complaining, and I kind of did see where this was coming from, is because when they did that soft elo reset, all the players from Season 2 that were already high were kept high for Season 3, and they kind of just played with each other back up to the high elo. So, I mean, I could see where the community was like, there's not a chance for us to get up high, and there's already players up there. But it's like, no. I mean, I got my second account to Diamond 1 in 150 games, which isn't, like, amazing, but it's kind of like,
still good.
It didn't take me long at all. Like, if you know what you're doing, then Elo Hell will not hold you down.
It doesn't. It's all about trying to better yourself.
Yeah.
Most
focus
people just
on that
don't
every
know.
game. Yeah,
most people just don't know. They don't actually play 100%. Like, we went over that in a previous episode.
Yeah.
They focus too much on their team. They don't focus enough on themselves. Because getting up to silver or gold even is all mechanics based. It has nothing to do with your team composition. It has nothing to do with your... I mean, it maybe has a little leeway here and there.
Of course.
AFKs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Whatnot.
And banning properly. But it's a lot less of a risk. Like, just because you missed a ban and the other team got it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be gods on that champion.
Yeah.
If you're looking at Challenger, they're like, well, we have to ban this person because everybody on their team is going to be an expert because they have 3,000 games played on every champion.
Exactly.
So... it's just another thing that shows that Elo Hell doesn't exist unless you believe in it. If you believe in it, then...
It'll exist for you.
Yeah, because you're trash. I don't care.
Spitting the truth.
I don't care.
Spitting the truth.
People that complain about sucking at life just should continue sucking at life and not complain about it.
It's true.
I don't get it.
Everything you do, focus on making yourself better at it.
Yeah.
And then you will get better at it.
You will. If you put in the time, the effort... and you just take a step back.
Yeah.
If you play half the amount of games you play now, but spend the same amount of time, so you play a game, and then you watch yourself play that game, and physically write down, don't type it, but physically write it down, everything you did wrong, everything you did right. You'll have a list, you'll know what you need to improve on, and then you try to implement it in the next game, and then watch a replay, do it again. After, I would say, probably 2 or 3 weeks, you'll go up 2 or 3 complete divisions.
Honestly.
It's not difficult. It is not that difficult.
And people are just so reluctant to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was playing the other day, and...
Because it's not as fun. And I get that. I get people want to have fun because it's a video game, but you can't complain about not getting anywhere if you're not trying to go anywhere. Like if you're not actually trying, then who cares?
Then you wouldn't get that mad about being stuck in Elo Hell.
Exactly. You'd be playing normal games or ARAMs.
Bingo. So, yep.
Yeah.
Either play the game to have fun or focus on yourself over your teammates.
Exactly.
So,
speaking about teammates.
Yes.
Snoopé is stepping down temporarily. We don't know.
Might not be temporarily.
From Evil Geniuses. And they're going to be also bringing in N-rated as an analyst or a sub. Or analyst and a sub.
Yeah.
Will it help them? Because they're in a huge slump. I think they're like last.
I think they definitely need a change. That's one thing for sure. And the real question is this the change they needed? I think. Because Snoopé he hasn't been quite performing as well as he could, in my opinion. And I think he knows that. And I think he's saying what you just said almost. I need to take a step back right now. Think about what's going on. Think about why I'm not performing to my best ability. Think about why the team's not performing to their best ability. And hopefully he can come back stronger, because I do like Evil Genius. I think they're a fun team full of cool guys. They're chill.
Extremely talented as well.
Very good players. They've been around forever. EG is
just...
They've always been there. Lots of changes, but they've been there. So, I mean... Snoopé is kind of a guy who's been in the league scene for almost since the beginning, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much been since the beginning.
Yeah, and I don't want to see him have to step away from the game, honestly.
This early.
It would kind of pain me to see it, because he's one of the guys that you've been following and cheering for since the beginning. Lots of wins under their belts. I mean, he's definitely made an impact in the scene.
Yeah, especially with his workout with Snoopé videos.
Yeah,
I mean, that's helped out. That's actually helped out quite a lot of people while he's streaming. Every time he dies or whatever, you have to do a couple push-ups. And, like, there's people on the streams that will send him video clips of like before and after bodies.
It's amazing,
and it's awesome. I mean, we're not saying that everybody that plays games are overweight, but you can always do more to get a little bit back in shape, or to get in shape for the first time, or something, just to be healthier.
That pushes for stuff like that. New stuff saying, hey, just because you're playing video games doesn't mean you have to be like this. Just because you're playing video games, you don't have to be grumpy. You can be nice about it and enjoy playing. So hopefully it's just a temporary thing and they can turn around, because I like EG, honestly. They're a fun team to follow.
Oh, yeah.
And they had a deal with Papa John's like a month ago. Did you see that?
Yes.
It was delicious.
Buy a piece. It was a delicious deal.
Yes,
I liked it.
The most delicious of deals.
Yeah, what was it, like, put a coupon code for $5 off a pizza or something like that? It was like a half off pizza.
It was to get like a $5 pizza.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. It was fantastic.
It was awesome. It was fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep, and then another one is Extinct is actually leaving Ninjas in Pajamas. And there's always been a lot of controversy around NIP, because when they first came into the scene, they had a challenger team. They bought a challenger team.
Yes.
And they're like, hey, we're going to get rid of basically everybody and buy new people for this team. And everyone's like, whoa, that's fucked up. How can you do that? Are you allowed to do that? And like, yes, it follows all the rules. And I mean, people just don't know NIP as being prestigious, I guess. Because they're, like, think of Evil Geniuses. Like, everybody knows Evil Geniuses in the gaming community. Everybody, they've been there for a long time. But think of them, but number one, instead of not making it into the top 8.
Yeah.
Because NIP has been top of the Counter-Strike ladder for, I don't know, fucking 7 years.
For forever.
Yeah, for a really long time. Like, a really long time.
Speaking of which, that's a terrific team name. Let's just
yes. I mean, it started out as just 5 guys.
Yeah.
It was just 5 guys, and now it's an actual company, and they're sponsoring other teams, which is fantastic. But that's not the reason for Extinct leaving. He actually wants to go back to school. He wants to not really... Like, he said he's not going to be completely isolated from NIP because he's still friends with them.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But the team was doing so good. Like, why?
It is.
I don't understand why he would leave in the middle of it, because his reasoning, he said that, I want to give the team the ability to play with a new member and get to Worlds, or when they're in Worlds, they will already have synergy. I'm like, why didn't you just play until Worlds and then stop after that?
So pretty much he thinks that he will be the reason that they won't win it all. Like,
yeah, because he doesn't have any drive for it anymore.
Yeah, huh.
And I understand that, but just because you don't have the drive and the passion for the game, and you want to do something else, doesn't necessarily mean that you're weighing the whole team down.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's a good player.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Really great.
Yeah, I mean, and if the team isn't actively pushing you and trying to encourage you to be a better player and getting you there, then it's just not a good team. And so I don't know if the team didn't even talk to him about it, or if he didn't talk to the team about it and he was just like, peace.
Just not feeling it anymore. I mean, and it's just so strange to see someone leave when they're doing so well.
Exactly.
It's just, it doesn't make sense.
It's discouraging. And this was basically their first season.
Yeah, as definitely.
Or their first split. Were they in the last? I don't think they were in the last split.
No, they weren't.
Yeah. So this is our first split in LCS. And the first week they didn't do too hot. They revamped basically everything. Oh no, it was Challenger Series they did good. And then they revamped before the LCS split, and now they're even or something, maybe a little bit ahead. But I think they're top 4. And that's all you really need right now.
Yeah. Maybe it's just him thinking, I'm not enjoying this anymore. It's time to do something new. I personally wouldn't say that this is the time to leave.
Yeah.
But in his mind, he says, with my attitude how it is now, maybe I'm not going to be able to help the team win Worlds, so I might as well get out as soon as possible. I mean...
He wants to go back to school like a bitch. Just kidding. School. Who needs school?
Tonight. Damn it. You reminded me. Damn you.
School's for bitches.
Yeah, I'm a bitch.
I know.
Apparently.
I would go back to school, but it's so expensive.
Seriously. Fuck that. YouTube for life.
I know.
Twitch TV
right?
for life. League for life.
Help support me. Back on track.
Yeah. Refocus here.
Riot decided to change the names of a lot of the roles. Why?
It's just random. I mean,
it doesn't make any. I mean, it makes sense because they're all. We don't want them to be called 80 carries because anybody can carry.
Everybody. Let's all be nice.
I know. Let's all do it.
The support can carry. I don't know. It was random.
So they're marksmen now, but nobody knows what's gonna happen. Like, what about Ashe and Misfortune and Vayne? Because there's not very many marksmen. Yeah. There's a lot of marks women.
This is sexist.
I know.
We need marks.
Horseshit.
Marks people.
Yes. I mean, there's fighters. It's not like they're fighters. Or I don't know.
Fight men.
See, it's like bi-gender. It can work with either gender, fighter. And so they're not bruisers anymore. They're not melee 80 bruisers or whatever. They're just fighters now.
Do you honestly think that people will start calling people marksmen, though? I think that it's just...
They're going out of their way to, and the LCS people are, and I think that's because Riot is telling them to.
Yeah, I definitely... we'll see if it catches on.
I think it's something that probably needed to change because I think the mentality of the community was pretty bad. Like, I'm the 80 carry, I'm the most important, I do the most because I carry your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and exactly. And it's been continuously disproven.
Well, I mean,
through double lift.
Look at I can't remember his name right now.
I like that guy.
I'll come back to it later. We'll ignore it.
Right. Yes, and there's no AP carries. They're mages now.
Yeah.
Which I guess they were all technically mages before. A lot of people called them mages or AP carries or both. They really just...
They just want to get rid of the word carry.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
So.
Which I understand.
Yeah, definitely. And it's true to a extent that everybody can carry, but for the most part, it was also true that your AD and your AP are your carries.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Interesting little change there by Riot to help make everybody feel better about themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So
hopefully
it ends up working out. Hopefully there's less reports, stuff like that. Of course, because that's what everyone's going after.
Yeah.
The next one I'm going to talk about is the accounts getting hacked through people clicking on a website and putting in their Riot information.
Don't be stupid.
It's not even...
Literally.
It's not... It's not even like a good hack.
It's just like...
It's not like you downloaded some cool mod or something that changes a bunch of skins, but ends up putting a keylogger, and then they track your password and username, and then use that. It's not even anything that's hard to do. It's just they direct you to their website, which isn't even close to like LeagueOfLegends.com.
Yeah.
It's like a and you're like, oh, it looks like League of Legends.
I should definitely put in my sign-in info.
Yeah, it's just so fucking retarded. But with this, a lot of people are saying that they want to get a two-step login. Kind of like what Blizzard has with their Battle.net accounts. They have the possibility of those authenticators, or you can get an app on your phone that's an authenticator, which you press the button, generates a code, and then you have 5 minutes to put that code in to be able to log into your account. Which I think is awesome. I think it's a great idea. It was great when Blizzard did it, and with the size that League of Legends is, which is twice the size of what WoW ever was, they should have it.
Honestly, because I mean, you hear a lot about people getting their accounts hacked. Even if it's not something stupid like this, it can still definitely happen.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, also, on a side note, the process to get your account back is just so unbelievably tedious and just awful. So I think it would be
because there's no real way to authenticate that it's you that owns the account,
all
not
that
somebody
you
else.
need for an account is your email address and your password.
Yeah.
And it's like, how on earth do you prove that to Riot if you're just like a standard player? There's no fucking way to prove it.
Exactly. And that's why I think this two-step process will definitely help.
I hope they put that in. Be a good idea. Yeah.
So eventually, I mean, they have to do it. There's no reason they wouldn't do it. I know that Blizzard's been having a tough time, and I think they did a little bit of layoffs a while ago. And so hopefully some of those people were from the Authenticator team, and they're already working on it. It really would not surprise me, since Riot has been extremely proactive about things like that.
Yes.
And any big company, regardless if it's like Intel, Google, Microsoft, all those places for company laptops and everything, it's always a two-step, sometimes even a three-step login process just to get into your laptop. And that's what needs to happen.
And Riot is... people take them for granted, how much they listen to this community.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you'll see a top post on Reddit, and then 2 weeks to a month later, Riot already changed it.
Exactly, because they've been working on it for 6 months to a year. Like, they already knew it was a problem.
We already know
this. But it takes a while to perfect it and things like that.
They're just amazing. I mean, people do kind of brush them off sometimes, but Riot's always working on stuff. Keep that in mind. They're just always doing something to make this a better game. And
they were listed as one of the top 3 technology companies to work for in 2013.
That's awesome.
And I mean, that's literally going up against Google and Intel and Microsoft, like the big boys, like GoDaddy, like all those huge companies that are always number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And they were like number 2 or 3 or something.
Like, bam.
Yeah. They just came out of nowhere in the last 5 years. So, I mean, they're doing great. Yeah. And there's no signs of them slowing down. So, just cut them some slack. They're going to do what you want.
They will.
Stop being angry.
Yes. Just say we love you, Riot.
Yeah.
Please. Although I do miss the good old days when they give out free everything. You remember that? Like, they're like, oh, the servers were down for 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Here's like 1,000 RP or an IP boost. I miss
well, they could do that when there was only 1,000 players on the server.
And now they're just like, yeah, we can't give out like
that's like
$4 million worth of RP, guys.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. But yeah,
they'll do
Riot.
Experience boost and stuff.
Yeah.
And like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, seriously.
Who needs experience boost?
At that point, we're all so obsessed with League of Legends anyways.
Everyone's already 30,
Yeah, seriously. Well,
the next thing on the list is Monte Cristo is going to be CLG's new coach.
I think this...
/ analyst. I don't know if... because they kind of said coach, but I would have assumed that would have been more of an analyst, because that's what he does. He's an analyzer. He's like anybody else that just does straight analysis. He's another Jat. He's another Alex Penn, except that he's so entrenched in the Korean community, obviously because he's a caster over there in Korea. He was also a lawyer beforehand.
That's awesome.
Like, he started out a lawyer, and then, he's really smart.
Yeah.
So he was a lawyer, and then he had a website on the side, like GG Chronicle, and they had a bunch of very talented people writing articles, blogs. They have their own podcast and stuff. And then he just started casting and doing interviews. People loved it. I don't really like his casting personally. I think his interviews are the best interviews.
Amazing.
His interviews, he asks questions that not a single other interviewer asks. And he does so many of them consecutively that even the people he interviews are thrown off by the questions because they're expecting, how'd you get in the League of Legends? What do your parents think about it? And all the other stupid bullshit that they ask.
Actual questions.
And he asks difficult questions that requires a very intellectual answer.
Yeah,
yes.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's what I like about him. And if he can connect with CLG at a friendly basis, apparently he's actually gone after CLG to try to get them to hire him on as coach. CLG didn't go to him. He went to CLG.
That's pretty...
So that means a lot on his part. CLG gave him a 2-week trial, I think it was, and then they decided to use him. The only thing I'm worried about is, of course, the time difference between Korea and US. Yes, since he has to cast during the day, he has to cast both StarCraft and League of Legends. Therefore, he has to, because he works for OGN, I think. So he does StarCraft and League of Legends in a league, so he has to research every matchup that he has to cast for that day on top of being CLG's coach.
It's a lot of work.
I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah.
Because I really just don't know. Because that's already a lot of work. If you look at D-Man or Jat, like, they do a fuckload of work.
Yeah. I mean, especially, I think, if he wants to be this coach, which also is like an analyzer in his situation, he's going to be having to invest so much time in CLG.
Yeah.
It's just like, I feel like either one thing's going to be slacking or something.
Yeah, I think he may not be a caster after this season of OGN.
Yeah.
Or after the Champions.
Maybe he'll drop.
I think maybe he'll move back into US and just move in with the CLG guys and do it that way. Because, I'm sure he misses his family, his friends, and everything.
Definitely.
And it's got to be difficult.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine what's going to happen. But the main thing is will CLG get better?
I think if they can open up their ears and take in what he's trying to tell them, definitely. But as we've seen throughout the past, CLG is a team that doesn't like to listen and really change.
They don't like to change. I wouldn't say they don't like to listen. They don't like to change.
Because, I mean, if you do listen in on some of their stuff, they definitely talk about a lot of stuff and do listen to each other, but they don't like to change. I mean, how long has their strat been? Get double lift farmed as shit and protect him in team fights.
Yeah, they're finally starting to migrate away from that, but that was only the last 2 weeks when Monte Cristo was working with them.
Yeah.
And I think since then they've actually moved up in the standings. But they've been doing pretty good lately. Like the past few weeks, they've been doing decent.
Better, honestly. And I think that something like this is an important aspect that every team needs, is that kind of analyzer to sit back and not have the pressure the players have and say,
I mean, right now they're tied for third. There's 3 people that are 8 and 9. That's TSM, Dignitas, and CLG. So it's like 3 of the top dogs from forever are basically head-to-head or neck-and-neck right now. And anybody can pull away. And I think if they are able to change and listen to the feedback and kind of mold to some of the Korean meta and throw off a lot of the North Americans, they'll be able to get better. Yeah. But it all comes down to, are they going to be able to use them effectively too?
Because they're not used to that kind of stuff either. I mean, when
it's
you
like
do have to
Hotshot. That's
put in change, it was listen to Hotshot, because Hotshot
owns you.
Hotshot was CLG.
Yeah.
And then we have our strat and follow the strat and listen to what Hotshot says. And now, with these past few changes, with the roster changes that have happened, and then now with the new coach, it'll be interesting to see if CLG becomes a new CLG as far as that is concerned. Because, I mean, if you do look at, like, Cloud9 and what they've done in the NA with coming in with a different mentality as compared to these old teams that have been around forever, nobody was ready for it.
It's because they have Alex Penn as their analyst.
Yeah,
though.
Exactly.
Because Alex Penn, that's all he does is watch the Korean games and a lot of the Asian scenes.
Yeah. So they kind of adapted their strategy around that. And, of course, they have their own play styles and whatnot. But you do have to adapt. I mean, and CLG is, I think, finally starting to understand that in a way that,
hopefully,
it's about time that we tried something new because we're not going to win at this rate.
Exactly.
So
the other thing is will Hotshot end up overruling him? Is Hotshot going to be there for the meetings, or is Hotshot literally going to take a complete back seat and solely focus on marketing, sponsorships, getting their name out? Because I don't think he's going to be the GM because they already have people to do that stuff. They have Jack right now, I think, or did Jack quit?
In a way,
I don't remember. Somebody quit.
He still might be there. Is Jack still there?
Garvey. I don't know. Garvey might be with them still. I don't know. Either way.
Anyways.
Yeah, I just don't know what Hotshot's actually going to end up doing. All I know is that COG needs more publicity at this point because they're falling behind, and hopefully Hotshot or somebody can get them back in there.
Yeah, I think, it'll be interesting to see because I think Hotshot's so used to being in that position where what he says goes.
Yeah.
And now that they're going to have somebody new, it'll be tough on him. But hopefully, I think Hotshot's a smart enough guy to realize, hey, there's a reason we brought this guy in.
Exactly.
And it's not so I can overrule him. It's so he can teach us something.
So, yeah, hopefully he's just away from it completely. I think if they isolate Hotshot away from the team entirely, outside of being friendly, then I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see what happens in the last, 3 or 4 weeks of the split.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting month coming up.
Oh, yeah. Because it's so close.
Everything's close besides Cloud9. You go, Cloud9.
Yeah. Shout out to Cloud9.
Yeah,
my boy Alex
seriously.
Penn. Number one Alex Penn.
We're number one. But
Vulcan also rocking people.
Yeah, Vulcan's good.
It's because they have Gnome Saiyan as cheerleader.
Cheerleaders are key. This is what we've learned.
Key. Go Nomi. Yay, Nomi. But yeah, I mean, everybody else between 3rd and 7th place are pretty much tied, give or take one game.
Yeah, it's literally one game.
Yeah,
it's just,
one game.
And they're teams that
between 3rd and 7th
can honestly just kind of, any of them
can have a good week.
Can have a good week and just kind of explode off that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you look at the teams, TSM, Dignitas, Counter Logic Gaming, Curse, and Coast. 4 of those teams have been together for so long that it's just like, I don't know what could happen, honestly.
But only 2 of them, I think, are going to make it into that top 4.
Yeah.
I don't think 3 teams are going to be able to surpass Vulcan.
No way.
And I don't think anybody's going to really be able to surpass Cloud9 at this point.
Cloud9, could they literally lose every game and almost be... Yeah.
It would be 15-8. So they could possibly knock it first. So I think there's 2 games a week.
Vulcan
there might be a
could
super
maybe
week,
pass
though.
them, but I don't see...
Vulcan possibly could, but that would be very
Cloud9's
difficult.
just looking unstoppable right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this next month is going to be an awesome month. Keep your eyes open. End of the regular season, pretty much, so it should be a thrilling thing. Old dogs versus the young bloods.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see what happens. Hopefully we get a very entertaining Worlds because I'm buying tickets as soon as they come out.
You
guys
be
better...
soon.
Yeah, they said they would announce it at the beginning.
Freaking trolling us.
Yeah, the beginning of August, so...
But
we
everybody,
have another week or 2.
get your tickets.
Yeah, get your tickets.
Look alive.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Hide your kids.
And get your tickets.
Hide your kids.
Because League of Legends going on.
Because it's Worlds in Staples Center.
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh my God, rub the nipples.
Gosh.
It's going to be so good. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is going to be the end of this episode of the Days of Our League, where you get your weekly dose of drama coming in. Make sure to follow me at _H_Strider. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Of course, you may see it on here. Or follow me on Twitch. We do drunken video game playthroughs with 3 to 4 players every Saturday.
They're hilarious.
It's always enjoyable. Yeah, we're always calling people names and raging at each other. But it's always fun because it's pretty much all co-op. But we make drinking games out of it. And then we troll each other.
It's
so
how
it's
to have
hilarious.
a good time through video games.
Yeah.
Much.
Once you get 21.
Yeah. Shut up, bro. I'm so close.
Couple months away.
4 months.
4 months.
4 months.
Oh my gosh.
And then you'll see me, and I'll be drunkenly gaming as well.
I don't know if you'll want to drink. If we take you out on your 21st birthday.
I'm already going to Vegas. I already got a room and everything.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh
Real
my God.
deal.
Oh my God.
But I'm not gonna drink or anything because that's bad and stuff.
Yeah, it's bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure to follow Get On Me Gaming as well. All of his stuff is Get On Me Gaming or Get On Me _gaming.
Yes.
One of the two.
Since YouTube wouldn't let me put an underscore there.
Oh, that's
Damn
true.
you, YouTube.
Damn YouTube.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'm going to be able to start streaming more because I have a part-time job right now, but I'm going to be stopping that soon. I had to get money for streaming stuff, see?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I can get a higher quality stream and whatnot. Gonna eventually have a good schedule down and hopefully get it going. So
yeah, that's
keep
what
your
you
eyes
need is
open.
schedule.
Keep following this guy. Awesome information stuff, by the way. Yeah, I need to come to you for all my league information from now on. This guy's like a league wizard.
I watch too much. I always have. I have like 3 screens. There's a different region on every screen. I'm like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? Pause one to watch the other.
Seriously. League of Legends, everybody.
Always. All right. Peace.